DNC can be done. We got a long way to go and a short time to get there. On these boundaries, watch your bandit run. Would you work hard on the pedal?
The Top Fuel Racing League is on the air! Live from Atlanta! It's the DNC Eastbound and Down 200! Some bitch! Tonight's broadcast being brought to you by Discount Nutrition. For all your nutritional supplements, you can find them at dncsupplements.com. And they do ship nationwide. Welcome to the Top Fuel Indy Series. DW12, DW12 was last season. IR18s in Hotlanta. Doesn't get much more exciting than this, ladies and gentlemen. 4 races left and we crown a champion. With about a minute left in hot laps, let's go ahead and take a look at the current point standings. Scotty Brinson sitting atop the pack. Damon Martinez only 39 points back. Sage Karam only 53 points back in third. Keith Mayado's comfortably in fourth at 107 points out of first. Jeff Hollingsworth 150 back. Kevin O'Brien 163 back. So real tight battle for fifth right there. Don't count out Mark Walker, who's only 175 back. You got Johnny Antonucci at 206. Chris Simard at minus 216. And Paul Crumry cracking into the top 10. So good to see Paul coming back well, even though he has been the bad luck kid this season. And speaking of bad luck, holy Christmas, Karen Bergelli. That was a hell of a ride. And that was his teammate. So, yeah. That's what we have to look forward to tonight, folks. Crime in Italy. Jeepers. And there is your 10th place in points, Paul Crumry, going on a wicked Mr. Toad's Wild ride there. Kevin O'Brien out on track right now in the Caterpillar of Australia, number 184. Tyler Vickery out on track right now. As hot laps coming to a close, Brad Truax sitting atop the board at the end of hot laps. It is the magic time now, ladies and gentlemen. Qualifying kicking off. Looks like Nate Siefker going to be the first one to pull the trigger. And if my eyes aren't deceiving me, it looks like group qualifying tonight. But I've been wrong before. We're about to find out. No, it is group qualifying tonight. Well then, that's going to shake things up quite profusely. As Sam Cooper-Bennett goes to the top of the pile. Chris Simard in the pull right now. And I know Sam was a little less than happy after last week's race, so he's rocking the Punisher paint scheme tonight. Simard with that draft goes second quick. Martinez, Mayato, the bumping's coming fast and furious. Let's bring up our good friend Mr. Qualifying screen. As Mayato 18 thousandths to the good over Brad Truax. And Martinez goes to the top of the board. How about Johnny Antonucci rocking the black and orange right now? Currently sitting second quick, less than a tenth out of first. And that just shows you the type of lap that Martinez laid down, 24.46. Good grief. Paul Jourdain jumps to second. Scotty Brinson out on track right now, sitting ninth quick. And Sage Karam finding a hole in traffic. And that is Chris Simard right behind him. Big group of traffic in front of him. I see Crumry in there. I believe one of those cars is Mark McFadden. See what type of lap this gets those kids. Simard goes 10th quick, Karam up to 11th. Jeff Hollingsworth currently sitting third quick. Simard up to 10th quick. Martinez still atop the pile with 6 minutes to go. That was Paul Jourdain in the pink car. Okay. Now only 4 thousandths of a second off of Martinez's time. Throw a blanket over your top 5 as they're separated by less than a tenth. Scotty Brinson looking to tag on to the tail end of this segment. Try to get in on the fun and excitement. New paint scheme for Bob Lacavara tonight. So he's rolling out now. New paint scheme for Brad Truax too. Run the Tropicana Twist car. Jourdain with a great pull into one. Let's see what he can do with it down the back. And that's, yeah. Gets into it with Paul Crumry. Just pushed up coming off the corner. And, yeah, expect to see a lot of that tonight, ladies and gentlemen. So go ahead and get your beverages ready for tonight's drinking game. I have a feeling that a lot of us are going to have alcohol poisoning before it's done. Points leader Scotty Brinson, Keith Mayato directly in front of him. Mayato doing a little lawnscaping. Brinson up to 5th quick on that lap. So Martinez, Jourdain, Hollingsworth, Siefker, Brinson, Antonucci, Truax, Walker, Mayato, and Bergelli, your top 10 currently. as Samard still up to speed. Got Bob Lacavara in tow. Samard goes pit side. Lacavara stays in it. Closes in quickly on Johnny Antonucci and flashes by. No drafting help, though, for Lacavara. That's probably going to hinder this attempt. As Sage Karam coming back out of the pits. Let's see if the two Pennsylvania Posse members can get hooked up. Karam right in the slipstream of Lacavara. Taking the low line through 3 and 4, though. Going to suck right up to him. Dive to the inside, and still not going to improve his time. That's just... Actually, that puts Karam up to... Wow! Tyler breaks. Let's go ahead and take a look at what just happened to Tyler Vickery. Just eats the wall. It was Paul Jourdain that spun in front of him. Tyler took evasive actions, and then... Bink! Not what you wanted to see. It's Tyler now missing the front of his car. Last lap coming up for Jourdain. Going to take a shot at him. One last shot at Damon Martinez for everybody here. Siefker with a good pull on the inside. Not going to improve his time. McFadden and Mayato coming to the line. Not going to improve on their times either. So the lap by Martinez was a blistering lap. Good grief. That's going to bring qualifying to a close. Again, you are watching the Top Fuel Racing Indy Series. IRE teams, they do this every Wednesday night. 4 races left in this current season before we crown a champion. This is the Discount Nutrition Eastbound and Down Southern 200 at Atlanta. Tonight's broadcast being brought to you by DNC Supplements, Discount Nutrition, DNCSupplements.com. They do ship worldwide for all your supplement needs. Take a quick look at our starting lineup. Starting up on the pole, unofficial track record, 24.468. Damon Martinez, he's going to be joined with Paul Jourdain. Jeff Hollingsworth and Nate Siefker make up row number 2. Row 3 is going to go to Scotty Brinson and Sage Karam. Mark Walker and Paul Crumry make up row number 4. Row 5 is going to go to Karen Brigelli and Johnny Antonucci. Row 6 is going to see Brad Truax and Keith Mayato. Chris Samard and Dylan Moskowitz rolling off in row number 7. Row 8 is going to see Chris Walker and Tyler Vickery. Mark McFadden and Bob Lacavaro starting row number 9. Row 10 is going to see Kevin O'Brien and Sam Cooper Bennett. Raul Alvarez and Galen Gidman in row 11. Row 13 is going to see, row 12 is going to see Bobby O'Neill and Jeff Price. 24 cars scheduled to roll off in this one. ...130 laps, 200 miles, the scheduled distance here tonight at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Take a quick look at our weather conditions before we get going here. Relatively cool for hot Atlanta. 80-degree ambient air temperature, only 91-degree track temperature. Yeah, I know it's almost December, but still, that's relatively cool for Atlanta. As Martinez rolls him off, his pace car starts rolling. Going to be interesting to see how this one's going to play out. Atlanta, arguably not the easiest track to get around in any car, let alone at 230 plus miles an hour in an open wheel Indy car. 130 laps of scheduled distance, probably looking at about a 2-stop race, depending on tire wear. And that is just a gorgeous shot coming down the back straightaway here at Atlanta. The field starts to work its way into the 3-4 complex. Martinez gonna have the button when we go live. Pace car getting ready to make that hard left turn. About the only thing that's left to say, and you can say it with me, folks. Grandpa, Papa Viagra, it's time to get it on in hot Atlanta.
Green flag, green flag.
Martinez gets away pretty clean. Double file behind him, though. That's Hollingsworth already under attack. As here comes Karam to the inside of Hollingsworth. Thinks better of it. Gets by Siefker. Jourdain gets the run to the line. Jourdain's going to leave the first lap. And the SKM teammates now hooked up on that second lane. Bobby O'Neill choosing to pit start. Probably not the best idea on this short of a track. So 3 wide into turn number 3. Karam thought better of it, backed out of it to stay out of the marbles. Here comes Hollingsworth on the inside. Hollingsworth hooked up with Jourdain now. Martinez hooked up with his teammate, Sage Karam. Karam better be careful. That's Siefker looking to his inside. Now looking to his outside. Scotty Brinson looking to be another party heard from in this battle. Jourdain with the preferred line still on that inside. Once these guys start to wear all the goodie off the tires, though, expect things to change. Hollingsworth gets run down onto the apron going down the back straightaway. Martinez gives him room going into turn number 1, though. Or, sorry, turn 3. So Jeff Price has left the building. As Martinez and Hollingsworth still slugging it out. Karam not really a hole right now. Atlanta's not that wide of a track for these guys to be going 3 wide as much as they are. Meanwhile, a little bit back in the pack, there's Tyler Vickery slugging it out with Chris Walker and Mark Walker. No relation. Three wide into turn number 3 for the lead. Jourdain has the preferred lines. Gotta lift a little bit to stay off of Martinez. Karam backed out of it to stay off of his teammate too. Gonna lose a little bit of momentum. Here comes Hollingsworth to the inside of Martinez. Saw that one coming. Not what you wanted to see for Jeff Hollingsworth.
Yellow, yellow.
Yeah. So keep your eye on Martinez here, as there's Hollingsworth in the red and white car on the inside. He gets a run going into 1 and just goes up into Martinez, and they have a meeting of the minds. And race control throwing the yellow on that one just to make sure that everybody stays okay here. And we've got wholesale pit stops happening, and the only guy to stay out, Sage Karam. Stiefker winning the battle off pit road. Karam stayed out. McFadden stayed out. And Kevin O'Brien stayed out. As you see part of the rallycross track there in turn number 3. McFadden and O'Brien both taking it pit side, so Karam the only one to not take tires. And when did we put a helmet cam on the guy in the flag stand? Okay. So we're under caution, currently working lap 11 of 130. Had a meeting of the minds between Jeff Hollingsworth and Damon Martinez. Both drivers able to limp back to the pits and stay on the lead lap. Only driver a lap down right now is Bobby O'Neill, who chose to pit start and then got it all wrong on his out lap. Now, if you ever had the want to pilot an IndyCar, you can come join us on Sunday nights for the BOFA Indy Classic League. We are using the Lotus 79, and this week it's a free track, ladies and gentlemen. We will be at the free version of Michigan. Now, when I say free version, it's the one that comes with your iRacing subscription. So the only thing you have to purchase to participate this coming Sunday is the car. We've done all the heavy lifting for you. The track is free. We provide the setup. And the last time we did a test race there, we did 35 laps without a caution. We were 2 wide, 12 deep for 35 laps. I dare say it's probably the most fun you can have in iRacing. So be sure to join us for that one. If you want to get involved, you can find the Both Indy Classic League on our Facebook page. You can also find us in the iRacing League section. Again, free track. All you've got to do is own the Lotus 79, and you're in for this coming Sunday. Sage Karam going to have the button in his field, working its way out of turn 4, getting ready to go back to green. Nate Siefker on the outside line. Pace car is in. Karam in control of the field, holding him down a little bit. Green flag comes out. We are back underway. Here comes Bergelli trying to make it 3 wide. Brinson gives him a hole on the outside line. Bergelli all over the rear wing of Nate Siefker. Here comes Brinson back on him. Bergelli drops right down in front of Chris Walker. Walker having to take evasive action. And as they are almost 3 wide for the lead as they haul off into turn number 1. Siefker on the way high side has to back out of it. Drops in behind Jourdain. Siefker still looking for a hole in that 3rd lane. Not quite enough rubber laid down up there yet. As Jourdain squeezes in between the 2 teammates, gets a run through the quad oval. Karam still showing the way. Jourdain with a run on that 2nd lane, not going to be able to get it done. They haven't worn enough of the goodie off the tires yet to make that 2nd lane really come into effect. And just as I say that, here comes Siefker on the high side of Jourdain. Siefker pinches down a little bit. Jourdain backs out of it, loses a ton of momentum. That lets Walker and Brinson through. Brinson rim riding on that high side. Brinson up into 4th. Good grief. These guys are flat getting it right now. And Martinez already up into the top 10 after that oops early. Had to burn his fast repair. Back out on track. Looks like maybe he didn't burn his fast repair. See a little bit of a wow in that side pod still. Walker looking to the inside of Siefker right now. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Jesus. Please tell me I didn't just see what I think I just saw. Yeah, I did. And that's what happens when you run out of room at 230 plus miles an hour. Yeah. Bergelli and Alvarez caught up in that one. Jeepers. Let's see what happened with those guys. Oh. heck was that went sailing through the air? Brad Truax. I think I can sum that up in one word. ARCA! Yeah. So that round of pit stops takes place. Scotty Brinson stays out. Mark McFadden and Kevin O'Brien stay out as well. Now, McFadden and O'Brien, look for them to pit off sequence here. Sage Karam winning the battle off pit road. Nate Siefker coming out behind him. Currently sitting in 4th and 5th respectively. All going to be dependent upon where or what McFadden and O'Brien decide to do. Looks like McFadden getting ready to go pit side. And O'Brien goes pit side. So there's our top 5 as we look at it right now. Scott Brinson, Sage Karam, Nate Siefker, Paul Jourdain, and Tyler Vickery up into the top 5. Currently working lap 22 of 130. So it's going to be a very long night for everyone involved if we can't get more than 11 laps without a caution. Lights getting ready to go out on the pace car. Paul Crumry blinking badly right now. So 1st and 3rd in points, sitting 1 and 2 on the track. 10th in points, sitting 6th. 4th in points, sitting 7th. 2nd in points, sitting 9th. As the field working its way down the back straightaway. And it looks like Chris Walker might have put it behind the wall. So Brinson going to have the button as the field comes out of turn number 4. Crumry drops to the way low side to make sure that he can stay out of everybody's way on this restart.
Green, green, green.
So Brinson pulls the trigger. Karam goes with him. Here comes Siefker. Jourdain not getting the restart he was hoping for. And here we go. Karam to the high side. Siefker to the high side. Karam looks to the inside. Brinson not really giving him a lane. Leader's prerogative on that one. Siefker and Jourdain both backing out of it because they saw the dumpster fire starting. Brinson and Karam side by side into turn number 3. Siefker still looking on that high side. Drag race to the line. Give it to Brinson. 27 thousandths of a second at the stripe. And Crumry dropping out right now, dropping way back. Jourdain to the inside of Karam. Yeah. Jourdain to the inside of Karam. Karam to the high side on Brinson. Drag race out of turn number 4 through the dog leg. 23 thousandths of a second for Brinson at the line there. And trouble for Bob Lacavara in the back of the field. Looks like it might have been Bobby O'Neill he got tangled with there. We stay green though, both cars pointed in the right direction. The one thing we've learned tonight, folks, track position is what you live and die by tonight. .28 thousandths of a second for Karam at the line. As they're 3 wide again into turn number 3. Good grief. So Brinson being scored at the line. Karam with a nose out front. Actually, Karam being scored at the line. Three 1,000ths of a second for Scotty Brinson. Again, these guys are just flat. It's Karam into the wall. Gets into it with Siefker. A little bit of wing damage for both those cars now. Let's see how badly that affects their aero. Looks like quite a bit as Chris Samard looks to the inside now. Karam knows he's hurt. He's dropping back. Here comes his teammate. Damon Martinez already knocking on the door for the top 5. Meanwhile, Jourdain all over Brinson. Siefker and Mayato almost getting into each other, coming off a 2. Siefker with some damage. You can see it there on the right side pod. And Jourdain has gotten the position on Scott Brinson. And we've got a new leader. Meanwhile, Martinez working to the inside of Siefker right now. As Karen Bergelli is pit side. Not exactly sure what happened to him. Paul Jourdain out in front, starting to stretch his legs now. 10-lap difference between he and Scott Brinson on tires. Brinson might be starting to struggle a little bit. Working lap 40 of 130. You are watching a presentation of the Top Fuel Racing IR18 series. This is the DNC eastbound and down Southern 200 at Atlanta. Only because Scott's not crazy enough to have us run Darlington. That's a suicide race waiting to happen. Let's check in on Mark Walker's. He's going to the inside of Galen Gidman. And Walker makes it stick coming off a 2. Gidman all over his rear wing, though. Sage Karam continues his free fall through the field, down to 14th already. Probably the only driver on track right now praying for a caution. As Martinez working to the high side on Mayato. Makes it stick coming off a 4. Samard all over the rear wing of Scott Brinson. Brinson still keeping that preferred line. Samard keeps his foot into it. Carries a ton of momentum coming off of 4. And gets the high side to stick. Samard up into second. Martinez now stalking. Start the Jaws music, ladies and gentlemen. There it is. Number 1 and number 2 in points. Currently sitting 3rd and 4th on track. 10-lap difference between their tires. From here on out, every point counts. Mayato there as well. Mayato following Martinez through. Brinson back to 5th. Not what he was hoping for right now. And Hollingsworth taking it pit side. Looks like more troubles for the 97. I did not see a front wing on that car. And that could probably be why. Brad Truex coming pit side now. If I had to hasten a guess, I'm going to say that there was a meeting of the minds between Truex and Hollingsworth. As Mayato looks to the inside of Martinez, this is your battle for third. Mayato sails it in there, gets to stick. Martinez, using that racecraft, knows that there's still a ton of time left in this one. Meanwhile, Samard still working on Jourdain. And Krumrie goes pit side. So green flag stops have started, ladies and gentlemen. Samard with a good run off of 4. Jourdain with the preferred line going into 1, though. Jourdain protects going into 3. Samard able to keep it wound up on that second lane. Gives a ton of room. That's Gidman and Moskowitz throwing grenades at each other now. That's your battle for 8th. Samard with a nose out front. Give that lap to Samard by 6 1/1000ths of a second. And looks like possible trouble for Jourdain. Here comes Mayato. Running that ultra low line, you're beating the ever-loving hell out of those tires. By Chris Samard staying to the high side, it looks like he got Paul Jourdain to burn his tires off, and Samard's going pit side. Brinson has already gone pit side. Krumrie has gone pit side. Sam Cooper Bennett has gone pit side. That hands the lead of the race back over to Paul Jourdain. Martinez up into second as he's still slugging it out with Keith Mayato. Martinez not running that ultra low line as Jourdain goes pit side.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Oh boy. What just happened? Who was it? Oh no. Oh no. Oh, Sam. Just got it all wrong coming through the tri-oval. Damn. Well then. that is going to trap 9 cars a lap down. As the leader's going pit side this time. O'Brien stays out and gets credited with leading a lap. So Martinez going to win the battle off pit road. Jourdain timed his pit almost perfect. Stayed on the lead lap. Or did he? Time will tell. It could be getting hit with a exiting closed pit. We're not 100% certain yet. As Kevin O'Brien takes it pit side. Yep. And Jourdain's going to go back down pit side. That's going to hand the lead of the race, excuse me, tentatively back over to Damon Martinez. And you'll see that whole line of cars in front of him. That's everybody looking to get a wave around. They'd already completed their pit stops. So that's going to be... that is going to be Mark Walker, Scott Brinson, Paul Crumry, and Chris Samard, and Bob Lacavara. So Lacavara going to get one of his 2 laps back. Again, would like to remind everybody that tonight's broadcast is being brought to you by Discount Nutrition. For all your supplement needs, you can find Discount Nutrition on their website, dncsupplements.com. And don't forget, they do ship worldwide. So Martinez and Mayato on the front row. Let's take a quick look at our top 10 as field worked its way through the 1-2 complex. Martinez, Mayato, Siefker, Vickery, Gidman, McFadden, Antonucci, O'Brien, Karam, and Moskowitz. And if you look at that long line of cars coming around, they are all going to be lined up on that inside line. So... wow. And if some of these guys time it just right, they can cold trickle the field. So Martinez going to have the button. Pace car getting ready to duck on off. As green flag comes back out and we are back underway. Tyler Vickery, not the restart he was hoping for, as Gidman and Siefker both get by him on the inside. As Mayato trying to get that outside line to work, not so easy on newer tires. Siefker on the inside. Here comes Karam on the way high side. Makes it 3 wide going into turn number 3. Siefker backs out of it. Gidman Goes to the inside of my auto now for second. My auto under pressure now from Karam. That could have ended poorly. That was net code waiting to happen, ladies and gentlemen. As another layer of rubber on those Firestone Firehawks, and we would have had deep trouble there. As Seifker to the high side now. Karam trying to find a hole. As Kidman goes to the inside of Martinez. 4 wide. Seifker almost up into the wall, wisely backs out of it. Martinez keeps his foot into it on the second lane. Here comes my auto. Place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. I'm wondering how many more laps this is going to take before half the field is wiped out because of this one. As we're working lap 69 of 130, we're not quite at halfway yet. Actually, we're just past halfway. I can math, really I can. Battle for the lead rages on. Martinez continues to show the way. 41 thousandths of a second at the stripe right now. The Canadian crippler, Keith Mayato, sits in second. Nate Seifker sits in third. Galen Gidman to the inside. Here we go. Mayato's running that second lane. Looks like he may have picked something up in that last stint. Watching Simard do his work. Martinez protecting that inside line right now, just burning off all the goodie on those tires. Seifker up into second. Mayato slugging it out with Gidman right now. Seifker with a runoff of 2. Not close enough to make it happen going into 3. As Jourdain gets by Karam, here comes Vickery. No, that's McFadden, I'm sorry. Wrong green. The hell did I just watch? Let's see that again. As Sage Karam eats the safer barrier, unfortunately Mark McFadden a victim of circumstance on that one. Judges' scores for Sage Karam. 9.8, 9.9, 9.6, and a 10 from the Romanian judge. Good on you, Sage. No caution, though. Martinez still on point. Seifker sits in second. Gidman and Mayato slugging it out for third. Field's starting to get a little bit strung out now. That leaves us with 16 cars still running, as Bobby O'Neill takes a pit side. Martinez and Seifker still slugging it out. Tyler Vickery all over the rear wing of Scott Brinson right now. That's your battle for 6th. Oh no. Moskowitz and Krumrye throwing bombs at each other. Krumrye up into the top 10. It's Mayato and Gidman still throwing bombs at each other. Seifker still working that high side on Martinez. Again, be sure to join us on Sunday night for the BOFA Indy Classic League as we take the Lotus 79 to the house that Penske built. The free version of Michigan that iRacing has to offer. So all you have to do to participate this week is own the car and sign up for the league. And you can find them on their Facebook page, BOFA Indy Classic League. You can find us in the iRacing League section, BOFA Indy Classic League. You'll see a lot of the same guys that you're seeing tonight running in that one on Sunday night. As Seifker now starting to fall back into the clutches of Keith Mayato. Antonucci and Moskowitz going at it. Moskowitz eating the apron, falling way off pace. Mayato to the inside of Seifker for second. Never bet against Keith Mayato in a tire conservation race. Excuse me. Nothing burps better than bacon. Mayato starting to reel in Martinez. As we are closing in on another set of green flag pit stops, ladies and gentlemen. Approximately 30 laps is all we're seeing these guys able to get tonight. Mayato with a nose out front. It was Martinez by 1/1000th of a second at the line. that magic time of the race. Martinez trying for that second lane. Mayato already there. Still side by side. Mayato dipping the right side tires up into the marbles. That's not what you really want to do. Nose out front, though. Give that one to Mayato by 19 thousandths of a second at the stripe. And they are both starting to stretch their legs on Nate Siefker. Siefker may have burned all the goodie off his tires. Looks like he's starting to struggle right now. As Mayato gets the clear on Martinez. Quick check of your top 5 in points. Martinez sits in second. Scott Brinson, your points leader, currently sits in 5th. Sage Karam has put it behind the wall. Keith Mayato, who started the night in 4th place, currently shows the way. Jeff Hollingsworth has put it behind the wall. Kevin O'Brien currently sits in 11th. O'Brien is 6th in points. Then you've got Mark Walker, who's directly in front of him on track, directly behind him in points. That is a very tight points battle right now. Only 8 points separate O'Brien and Walker. As green flag stops have started, Tyler Vickery, the first one to blink. Here comes Walker. Crumry goes pit side. Brinson goes pit side. Vickery comes out right in front of Mayato. Gidman goes pit side. Your battle for second right now is Siefker looks to the inside of Martinez. Martinez looks like he might be struggling. Siefker with a little bit more, looks like a little more grip, a little more tire left in the or life left in the tires on the deuce. Kevin O'Brien goes pit side. So wholesale pit stops have started. This could possibly be the money stop. As we are closing in on 30 to go, and some of these guys have, well, 38 or more laps on their tires. Mayato continues to show the way. Siefker up into second. A second back from Mayato. Martinez almost a second back from Siefker. Here comes Gidman looking to get his lap back the hard way. Okay, one of his 2 laps back the hard way. My auto's gone pit side. What the hell happened to my auto trying to get to pit road? Let's take a look. That looked like it may have possibly almost ended poorly for my auto. Trying to get it woed down and clips the cone. Just barely. Might have been caught for speeding. Siefker's in. Martinez is in. Jourdain stays out. Let's see how long they hold my auto for. Yes, my auto popped for speeding. That's basically game over for him as Jourdain stays out. And he's coming pit side this time. Siefker wins the battle off pit road. Martinez with a lot of time. 8 full extra seconds on pit road. So there goes Siefker flashing by. Siefker back to the point. Brinson up into second. Simard for third. Jourdain just hitting his pit stall down and away. Mark Walker flashes by. Paul Crumry flashes by. Martinez needs a ton of help. That's Dylan Moskowitz on his high side. And who just hit the wall? What the hell is going on here? Could have sworn I heard somebody hit the wall. I could be wrong. No, it's just iRacing being a pillock. So Siefker shows the way, almost 2.3 seconds to the good over your points leader, Scott Brinson. Simard sits in second. Simard was 9th in points coming into tonight. That's McFadden and Bob Lacavara that he's splitting there. Moskowitz and Martinez still slugging it out. They better get this sorted out quick because Paul Crumry is on a charge right now. And he is closing in on those guys hand over fist. This is your battle for 5th. Martinez wants it. Moskowitz wants it back. .22 laps to go. And Crumry getting the blinkies again. McFadden going pit side again. This is your closest battle on track as we are 21 laps to go. Everybody can make it from here. Current fastest lap of the race, Damon Martinez with a 24.36. Fastest lap that last time by, Chris Simard with a 24.98. Martinez starting to stretch his legs right now over Dylan Moskowitz. And I do want to say I've been rather impressed with Dylan Moskowitz since he joined this league. From what I've seen of Dylan, I've known him mostly as a full-fendered kind of guy. A lot of stock car racing and a lot of different stock car leagues. So to see Dylan make the move over to open wheel, it's not to say he doesn't have a lot of open wheel experience in official stuff, but from what I've seen, he's had a lot more stock car experience, especially here on the Both Broadcasting channel. Real impressed with this young man. As Jourdain flashes by Walker. Who just twiffed an engine? iRacing being iRacing. That's what netcode looks like, folks. Oh, you gotta love it. Yeah, that's gonna end poorly. Martinez not able to make a lot of headway right now on Chris Simard in third. Seifker's flat checked out. There's Brinson in second. There's Seifker going into three. You saw Brinson right behind him. That's what 2.7 seconds looks like, folks. So there's Seifker, there's Brinson, and I'm not 100% certain who's behind Brinson. Okay, I stand corrected. That's my auto in between Seifker and Brinson. So that gap is even bigger than I thought it was. Oh, good grief. So there's Seifker, there's Mayato, and there's Brinson. And it looks like Simard might be starting to reel Brinson in, be it ever so slightly each lap. with 8 laps to go. Nate Siefker in control. 7 to go. And Simard is catching Brinson. There's Simard. There's Brinson. Still 3 seconds back off of Nate Siefker. Siefker flashes across the line. 6 laps to go. Next flag ends it. Does Simard have enough to get by Brinson? Catching him's one thing. Getting by him's another. And I can tell you from experience and being around these guys long enough, neither one of them is going to do something purposely to try to kill the other one. So if the pass is made, you're damn sure it's going to be a clean pass between the two of these guys. It's 5 to go. Make that 4 to go. We're going to stay with this battle for second. Brinson still holds down the point. Girlfriend Brittany probably biting her nails right now, hoping that Scotty can hang on to it as Simard flashes to the inside. Brinson keeps his foot in it on the high side. Side by side they go, coming out of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway. Simard may have shown his hand too early. Brinson turns the wick up. Popsicle sticks are out. 2 more times around. Simard's going to basically have one more shot at him. It's all but academic for Siefker to come home with the victory. White flag is out. Simard's going to have one more shot at Brinson. Turn 3 is the only place where he's going to be able to try it. In the slipstream he goes. Brinson running the line that he can carry the momentum in. Simard not close enough to make it happen. Siefker comes home with the victory. Brinson hangs on for second. Simard for third. Martinez in fourth. As Tyler Vickery goes for one hell of a ride. What a finish. That's the second week in a row these guys have not failed to just put up a hell of a finish. Joining me in the booth right now, my brother from another mother, my partner in crime, my broadcast partner, and my very good friend, Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett. Sam, I want you to know I actually did shed a tear when that little incident happened there earlier in the race.
Don't cry tears for me. That was my own fault this time. I've got nobody to blame but myself for that incident. I driving it too aggressively for the tri-oval, back right rear hit the wall, and it was just downhill from there. So I'm completely to blame for that one. So it's all on me, I'm afraid.
Well, it's all on you, but another guy that it's all on tonight is the guy that was on most of the night. Mr. Nate Siefker, leading 28 laps, the most important lap being the final one. Nate, congratulations on the victory here at Atlanta.
Thank you very much. That was fun.
It looked like you guys were having a lot of fun up here in the booth.
Yeah, that was one of the more enjoyable races. For some reason, I do really well when we do pack racing. I think the more races should be pack racing. I think.
No.
So,
No.
Hey, this is a good one.
No. Please no.
Okay. But anyway, I mean, it was fun to race with Sage, Scott, and all the guys that were up at the front for most of the race, and a little bit of luck got me there. I'm glad that, luck actually went my way. I think Keith got a speeding penalty, or else he would have had it tonight. Damon had something with his fuel, or else he would have probably had it. I didn't have a top 5 car, I didn't think, so to get the fuel right on, finishing, coming across the line with 0.15 of a gallon left, I gave her all she had, so I'll take it for sure. I'm not gonna say that I didn't earn it, because I did earn it, but it was a fun race for sure.
Well, for what it's worth, yeah, you were right. Keith did get popped for speeding. Entered pit road a little too hot, caught the commitment cone, and unfortunately, just up the track she went.
Yeah, I mean, it was hard to get on the pit road. I about spun it, and I thought I got popped, but somehow I didn't when I pit, and I think that won me the race. Pit road. I didn't have the pace on track or anything like that, so I'll take it for sure. But yeah, it was definitely a fun one tonight to be a part of.
Well, I know it was definitely a fun one to broadcast. You guys were really slugging it out. Now, if I can, I noticed you were one of the guys that was running that higher line most of the night. Is it safe to assume that by running that line you were able to keep the tires under the car for a lot longer than the guys that were trying to ride the qual line, if you will?
I think it had a role in it for sure. But my main thing with running it was just to have clean air. That was my main purpose of running that line. It did help with Tyler's tires. Tyler was running that high line to save the tires, and it seemed like the tires went through a heat cycle in the run. They'd be really good for the first 5 gallons, and then it would shut off for about 6 more gallons, and when you got to about 4, it would switch back on until about a gallon left, and then it went to crap. So the tires, it was really funky, and you had people doing different heat cycles with the tires, it seemed like. So Tyler would be on a different heat cycle than us. So Tyler would come back to us, and then he'd go away. So I think the tires actually played a bigger role tonight than I think it has all season, and partly because it seemed like the tires went through a heat cycle tonight, which is something that I don't think a whole lot of us have experienced in the middle of a run. So that played a part, and then yeah, just clean air, keeping the car in clean air, and having the grip. The dirty air was fairly bad after about 5 laps behind somebody, so that's why a lot of people were kind of exploring where they shouldn't be. But with people running that high line, kind of knocked some of the marbles off, and there was more grip up there than there usually was.
Now, we did notice early that you had a coming together a meeting of the minds, if you will, with Sage. What did you see took place there? Was it just marbles caught him, or what?
Was it the thing in turn 3? Is that
yeah,
what, if I can
yeah.
remember? It seemed like, I don't know if I clipped him. To me, it seemed like I was off of him. At least I thought. But yeah, he came in front of him. I think, to me, it looked like he got clipped from Scott. I'm not sure. I haven't looked back at it yet. But I thought he got clipped by Scott and came in front of me, because it just seemed like that wouldn't be, if I hooked him, that wouldn't be the way I would get him. The great driving by me and Sage, I think, to not wreck half the field in the process, along with everybody else. So I think I'll have to go back and watch it, see what actually happened. But it was, I'm not sure what happened, honestly. I can't even give you a straight answer.
Well, Nate, again, congratulations on the victory. Any word yet on whether or not you're going to be able to join us on Sunday night as the Bofa Indy Classic League takes it to the house that Penske built?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I just forgot to check my work schedule. So hopefully I am, because that seems like it would be a really fun race. But Yeah, it's just hopefully I can. I'd be really looking forward to participating Sunday night for sure.
All right. Well, Nate, anybody you want to thank before we let you go?
Uh, don't want to thank Dylan and Tyler because they scared the crap out of me to the final point lap by saying that they were crashing, and that's the one thing I didn't want to see. So to them, you guys suck. To everybody else, though, I mean, it was really fun racing. I'd like to thank all my teammates. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, Nate, again, congratulations on the win tonight. Looking forward to seeing you in the next one.
Thank you.
And that is Mr. Nate Seifkers. Sam, if I'm not mistaken, I believe you've got our points leader and chief cook and bottle washer for the Top Fuel Racing League, Mr. Scotty Brinson.
Yeah. Scott made up for my screw-up earlier in the race and came in with the second place. You've got to be happy with that, especially extending your points lead.
Yeah, Sam, I didn't want you to think I was mad at you or anything. I just was just being vocal that was bad timing on your caution. That's all. I was trapped a lap down. Was very fortunate to make up quick ground and get back up there. And how the hell it cycled through and I wound up in second place, I don't know. But I guess that's just practicing the pit stops like I always do, because I did that in practice there right before we went to qualifying. And paid off. I made a pretty good stop and got lucky and made up some valuable points tonight.
Yeah, with 3 races to go, that puts you in the catbird seat going into Auto Club. Yeah, Auto Club next week. You got to be happy with where you're sitting right now, especially with the end of the season getting closer and closer.
Yeah, I haven't done the points yet, so I don't know exactly how it's going to be, but it's going to be a 40-plus lead with 3 to go. We're walking into one of my favorite places to race, which is Auto Club. It's pretty much the sister track to Michigan. Anyone that knows how I do at Michigan, it's pretty much the same thing at Auto Club. So I'm going to be looking to come out and put this thing away next week. A win could possibly do that. It would make it real tough for the guys to catch me. I know Sage didn't have much luck tonight. He had a rough night, and he's going to be pretty much out of it. It's going to come down to me and Damon. But it ain't over. It ain't over until it's over. But
Absolutely.
I just want to make sure that you know I wasn't mad at you, man. I didn't want you to there was any hard feelings or anything.
No, I'm just mad at myself for making such a stupid mistake.
It happens, man. It's racing. We still love you, man. You're still part of the team.
Helps if I turn my mic back on so everybody else can hear me. That's the joys of quad oval racing too. Is you've got to get that dog leg almost perfect, or else you will be eating the wall at some point. So, yeah, no, good on you though, Scott. Congratulations on the podium tonight.
Thanks, man. Like I said, I just wanted to get them points. Well, I got a second here. I just want to thank you guys for broadcasting the race like you always do. I want to tell my girlfriend that I love her more than words can describe, and her kids as well. And I want to say hi to my mom. Mom, I love you, and I'll see all of you very soon. Mom, I'll see you for Christmas soon. So happy holidays to everybody out there. And also got to thank my buddy Naz over at Discount Nutrition. I always forget the damn sponsor. Naz been here before we even had races. So Naz, I love you, man. Thanks for always supporting the league. And Naz is staying on board when we take the show to Tennessee. So DNC will be around for a while, and thanks to all the fans out there for tuning in. And congratulations to Mr. Seifker and Mr. Samard for their finishes tonight.
And again, for all your supplement needs, you can find Discount Nutrition at www.dncsupplements.com.
You got it, Tampa, Florida.
Well, again, Scotty, congratulations on the podium.
Gracias. I'll take it, man. Big finish, big finish.
And joining us now, the gentleman who rounded out the podium, hell of a drive, Chris Samard. Congratulations on bringing home the podium finish, sir.
Hey, thanks. I'm happy to be up here talking to you guys. It's been I think this was my first time in the IndyCar series being up here. So,
well, first time this season, anyways. I believe we talked to you last season once or twice.
Yeah, it's been kind of a rough season for me, but I'm glad to get a finish where I should be finishing, because I ran pretty good. I've been running pretty good, just stuff happening, my fault. A lot of it's my fault, but I'm glad to get a good finish tonight.
Well, with the closing laps coming in, I believe popsicle sticks had come out, and uh, you almost had a second place. You made a bid for it going into one. I was just wondering if you might have shown your hand just a tick too early. Scott was able to defend quite well going into or through the 1-2 complex with two to go.
Yeah, I was catching him. You know, one of the reasons why I was catching him is because there was a couple cars that hit each other, and he slowed down a little bit. So I started to run the bottom to catch up to him, and it worked pretty good. But I the guy up on the high side, he just he can pinch you off a little bit, and it loses all the run once you get underneath him. So
Well, still, Chris, you're basically on point with your pit stops all night. Um, Kept it relatively clean most of the night. I don't believe you got into any trouble that I saw. Um, how was the car feeling on those long runs as we saw that the green flag pit stops really strung the field out a little bit.
yeah, the car was a handful in the long run. It was you can run the outside, and it was pretty good on the outside. Had a little bit of push, but once you try to start the inside side, it was loose towards the end of a run, especially when you didn't have much fuel on the car. But I pretty much ran the outside there that first stint, and I went in a little too soon because the caution came out. It kind of put me behind there, but I'm glad I got the wave around there.
Yeah, the wave around, the fact that you're able to take the wave around really did save you there. Um, anybody you want to thank tonight before we let you go?
Yeah, I'd like to thank you guys up in the booth. You do a great job broadcasting. My wife and son, and my teammate Keith. He always helps me to get faster in the Indy cars, and he's a great teammate. So
Well, I know that's probably going to improve your point standings tonight, as you were only 10 points away from Johnny Antonucci coming into tonight. So I believe unofficially that's going to move you into eighth in points.
yeah, I can't believe I'm eighth with all
He's
the
ninth.
issues I've had. But
He was ninth
Yeah,
coming in.
Yeah, not counting Garrett. Garrett will slide down. So yeah, if you're technically eighth.
nice. I with all the issues I've had this year, I'm happy with eighth right now. So I'm hoping I can survive the rest of the season, get a good finish there. So
All right. Well, again, Chris, my sentimental favorite is actually always going to be the car that you're driving right now, only because they pay my bills on a regular basis. So I kind of got to pull for your car unofficially, but as I try to stay as unbiased as I can. But again, congratulations on the podium. Looking forward to seeing you next week at Auto Club, and hopefully you're able to join us this coming Sunday as the Bofa Indy Classic League goes to the house that Penske built with the Lotus 79.
nice. I probably don't do the car much justice most races, but tonight I did, so I'm happy about that. But yeah, I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys next Wednesday.
Well, see you tomorrow for summer.
Oh, that's true. Tomorrow. Oh,
That's right. You guys are cutting heads tomorrow, or you guys are crowning a champion tomorrow, aren't you?
No.
Cutting heads.
Final-
Cutting
final
heads.
transfer.
Okay,
Final transfer.
so it's Phoenix
that's-
tomorrow.
Yeah, that's a whole different ball game. I hope I don't screw myself up thinking I'm driving an Indy car. But
You're already going to Homestead, so you're good.
yeah, that's true. I don't really have much pressure, but hoping I get Keith in the final race too. So that'd be cool racing against him for the championship. So him, Adam, and whoever else.
Well, again, Chris, congratulations on the podium. Looking forward to seeing you next week.
All right, guys, have a good night.
Good job, Chris, and good luck tomorrow night, man.
Thanks, Scott.
So that is going to do it for us tonight. Let's take a quick rundown of the final finishing order. Unofficial results: Nate Siefker coming home with the victory. Scotty Brinson hanging on for second. Chris Simard for third. Damon Martinez battling back after some early problems, coming home in fourth. Dylan Moskowitz bringing home a fifth place. Paul Jourdain able to climb back into sixth. Paul Krumrei, heck of a finish for Paul, coming home in seventh. Mark Walker in 8th, Kevin O'Brien in 9th, Galen Gidman rounding out your top 10. Then Johnny Antonucci in 11th, Tyler Vickery in 12th, Keith Mayato able to hang on for 13th, Bob Lacavara in 14th, Mark McFadden in 15th, Bobby O'Neill in 16th after pit starting. Troubles for Sage Karam as he finishes in 17th. Sam Cooper Bennett in 18th, Jeff Hollingsworth Jeff Hollingsworth in 19th, Brad Truax in 20th. Come on, my timing and scoring screen just crapped the bed. Raul Alvarez in 21st, Karen Bergelli in 22nd, and Chris Walker was the first one to put it on the hauler, finishing in 23rd. That is going to do it for us tonight. Don't forget to join Sam and Scott tomorrow night as Somo cuts heads at Phoenix as they figure out who the final 4 going to Homestead are going to be in the Portside Land Rover and Jaguar Cup Series penultimate race. This is Tony Trapasso saying it's been a pleasure broadcasting for you. And Scott, before I forget, on behalf of the entire Bofa Broadcasting Corporation, I do want to say thank you for giving us the opportunity to bring these races to the masses. I really do appreciate this, and it's our pleasure to do so.
Hey man, I appreciate you guys picking up the ball when Rudy dropped it. So Rudy leaving us at one of our highest points, and Sam, he was in my ear for the whole time he knew. And we were going to go with Bob for a little bit, and that wasn't working out. And Sam was, diligent about it. So once you guys came on board, man, there was no looking back, and I'm glad we did it. So, and I'm glad to be your guys' broadcasting partner on top of it.
Well, I'm not sure if Sam has mentioned to you yet, but January 1st, there will be some changes coming.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I'm aware.
Happy changes. And we're looking forward to staying with the Top Fuel Racing Series as everybody moves forward into the future. But that is going to do it. So go ahead, Scott.
As a matter of fact, the very first race that's going to be on the rebrand is going to be my dad's Paul Brinson New Year's Classic. It's my dad's birthday would have been January 1st. So we did it once before a long time ago, but we're going to do it again to honor my dad because I miss my dad. And I wish he was here to watch Notre Dame be 12-0 because you never know. You never know. It's been 30 years. 30 long years.
Yeah.
Since Notre Dame won a national championship.
It's been longer than that. It was 94, wasn't it?
No, 88.
Oh,
30 years ago.
Oh, that's right, 94.
Yeah,
94.
Further back 94, but it was 30 years ago.
No, I was going to say, now I remember. 94 was the year I put my fist through a TV set at 1 in the morning on New Year's Day, New Year's night. Because let's not talk about that on the air, but just know I put my fist through a TV set because of the baloney that was going on in college football at the time.
God damn, you know how you seriously know how to injure yourself, don't you?
I was in high school. What do you expect? Anyways, that's going to do it for us tonight. We will see you tomorrow night when Somo cuts heads at Phoenix. Good night, everybody.